morning, everyone. Let's get to class. Let's get to class. Hello, everyone. I can see that we are in, and the class is now set to start. So, today we will start our lesson, and I'll do a recap on what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were learning on matrices. We introduced ourselves to addition and subtraction of matrices. That is the day before yesterday, on Wednesday. We also did on multiplication of matrices with a scalar. We did also on multiplication of a matrix with a matrix. We proceeded further to discuss on how to find the determinant and the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. And also yesterday, we finalized by determining or solving the equation of straight lines, or solving simultaneous equation using matrices. Today, I want us to do some more examples on solving simultaneous equation using matrices. And if time allows, we will now introduce ourselves to another topic assessed in paper 1. That is the equation, gradient and equation of straight lines. Gradient and equation of straight lines. So, today we are still on matrices. Let's not forget to indicate today's date. Today is 17th of April 2022. 26. And I hope everyone is fine. I hope you are doing well. I hope you've gone through the videos or the recording of yesterday and you are coming up so well. So yesterday we did matrices, and today I want us to proceed with doing more questions on matrices. And once we are done, if we can do probably 2 to 3 questions are enough, then you will be good to go. And I believe all will be well. Then that will be good. If you have not yet submitted your assignment, I'm still waiting for you to submit your assignment. And we will change the strategy in which you are supposed to submit your assignment, so that you are going to stop delaying to submit your assignment. So I'm looking up on questions on application questions, and that is what I want us to do. So we have a question here. Find this question was assessed in the year 2010 paper 1 number 19. 2010 paper 1 number 19, and it is the question that we are going to do. It was assessed in 2010 paper 1 number 19. Number 19. And the first question is find a to power negative 1, the inverse of a, the inverse of a, the inverse of matrix A, which is equal to 5, 6, 7, and 9. Five, 6, 7, and 9. We need to find the inverse of this matrix. So yesterday, finding the inverse is not something new to us. We did it, and we said that for us to find the inverse, we need first to find the determinant. And we said the determinant is equal to product of the leading diagonal. This is the leading diagonal. Tulisema ni hivi minus hivi. So it is going to be 5 times 9 is 45, minus 7 times 6 is 42, and we will get the determinant as 45 minus 42 is equal to 3. After we get the determinant, we will now proceed to find the inverse. So the inverse of A will be equal to, we said for us to get the inverse, we must find the reciprocal of the determinant. So the reciprocal of 3 is 1 over 3. Then in our matrix, we said we interchange the leading diagonal. So 9 will come there and 5 will come here. That is what we said. Then we said we change the signs of the other diagonal, negative 7 and negative 6. And by doing that, we will get our inverse as a to power negative 1 is equals to a third times 9 is 3. A third times negative 6 is negative 2. A third times negative 7 is negative 7 over 3. And a third times 5 is equal to 5 over 3. And by doing that, you are done and you will get your 2 marks. You will get your 2 marks. By doing that, you are done and you will be awarded your 2 marks. I hope you can all hear me clearly. I hope I'm clear to everyone. So I want us to do question B. That is question A. Question B. Question B is equal to, it's saying, Okero bought 5 physics books Okero bought 5 physics book. Okero bought 5 physics book. Okero bought 5 physics books and 6 mathematics books for a total of this is part B of the question. It's not question 2, it's part B. For a total of 2,440. Full stop. Ali bought 7 physics books. Ali bought 7 physics books and 9 mathematics textbooks. And 9 mathematics textbooks for a total of 3,560. Full stop. Question Roman 1. Form a matrix equation. Form a matrix equation to represent. Form a matrix equation to represent the above information. To represent the above information. To represent the above information. 1 mark. So that is the next question. The reason I've not erased this part is because we will need it to solve this question. Remember, it is one question. It's just that we are on part A. We've already done part A on finding the inverse, and part B is also part of the same question. So what we are going to do is that the question reads, Okelo bought 5 physics books and 6 mathematics books for a total of 2,440. So this part B, the solution will be Okelo bought 5 physics books, tukasema ni 5P, 5 physics books and 6 mathematics textbooks and 6 mathematics textbook plus 6M for a total of 2,440. For a total of 2,440. Ali bought 7 physics books. Ali bought 7 physics books plus Ali also bought 9 mathematics books. 9 mathematics books for a total of 3,560. 3,560. So these are the two linear equations that are formed from this expression here. So but the question asks, form a matrix equation. Form a matrix equation. We have not been told to form a simultaneous equation. We have been told to form a matrix equation. Remember, how do we form a matrix equation? A matrix equation, provided all of them are arranged in order, we said we take 5, 6, 7, 9, then physics and mathematics is equal to 24, 40 and 35, 60. We are done. That is the matrix equation. 5, 6, 7, 9. Physics, mathematics is equal to 24, 40, 35, 60. And that, by doing that, we are done. That was question B, Roman 1. Let us respond to B, Roman 2. Question B, Roman 2. Question B, Roman 2 is saying, use matrix method. Use matrix method to solve. Use matrix method to find the price of physics book. To find the price of physics book and that of mathematics book. And that of mathematics book. 3 marks. 3 marks. 3 marks. So that is what we are being told to do, and it's not something that is difficult for us. We already have the equation in matrix form. We already have our equation in matrix form here. 5, 6, 7, 9 PM is equals to 24, 40 plus 35, 60. Not plus and 35, 60. So check here. I want you to check here. We are supposed to find the value of P and the value of M. But from our first question, tulikuwa tushatafuta inverse. Tulikuwa tushatafuta inverse ya 5, 6, 7, 9. Tukapata ni 3, negative 2, negative 7 over 3, 5 over 3. So there is no need ya kushinda ukirudia ile procedure. Juu bado ukianza kutafuta determinant ya hii, bado utapata ni 3 na determinant ya na inverse yake bado ni hii. So we will go straight to the point on pre-multiplying the inverse on both sides. We will go straight to the point to pre-multiplying the inverse on both sides. If you're not understanding me clearly, what I'm saying is that our first question, tuliambiwa tutafute inverse ya 5, 6, 7, 9. Unfortunately, our second part of the question, our statement of question, brought the same matrix into action. So the same matrix bears the same inverse. So instead of repeating the process again or finding what we call another inverse, we already have the inverse here. So we will pre-multiply the inverse on both sides of the matrix. Pre, we said, is before. So once we do that, it is going to be, we will start with 3, negative 2, negative 7 over 3, 5 over 3. We pre-multiply that with 5, 6, 7, 9. Then PM is equal to 3, negative 2, negative 7 over 3, 5 over 3. On both sides, remember, 2400 and 35, 60. So by doing that, we will be done finding the value of P and the value of M. So I hope you've all understood. So far, if you have understood, drop it on the comment section and say you have understood, so that I won't proceed and you have not understood. So tulisema when we pre-multiply the inverse with the matrix here, we get 1, 0, 0, 1. Hii inaisha hivyo. PM is equals to, tukasema the solution of P is the first one and the whole of this. So it is 3, negative 2 multiplied by 2400 and 35, 60. Hiyo ndio itatupatia P. Then M itakuwa hii ya chini negative 7 over 3, 5 over 3, 2400 and 3560 and 3560. So by saying that, our P is going to be 3 times 2400 is equal to 7200 plus 3560 times negative 2 itakuwa minus 7120, so itakuwa plus minus 7120. So the cost of one physics book itakuwa 7200 minus 7120. The cost of one physics book itakuwa 80 bob. Then ya mathematics tuandikia hapa cost ya maths mathematics tuta multiply negative 7 over 3 times 2400, negative 7 over 3 times 2400 itakuwa negative 7 over 3 times 2400 itakuwa negative 5600 plus 5 over 3 times 3560. Negative 7 over 3 times 2400 sawa. No, sorry, this was not 2400, it was yeah, I made a mistake. It was 2440. This one was supposed to be 2440. 2440 3560. Kwa hivyo hata hii ya P it is long. This one is also 2440. So itakuwa tuanze na ya P kwanza. Tufanyie ya P hapa. Ya P itakuwa 3 times 2440. 3 times 2440 itakuwa 7320 minus 3560 times negative 2 itakuwa 7120. Plus minus is minus. So our physics book will cost 7320 minus 7120. Our physics book will cost 200 shillings. Then our mathematics book itakuwa this one times this one. Negative 7 over 3 times 2440 itakuwa negative 17,080 over 3 plus 5 over 3 times 3560 itakuwa 17,800 over 3. So tukitaka kupata cost ya mathematics book tuchukue negative 17,080 over 3 plus this will be just over 3 because over 3 is the same. So negative 17,080 plus 17,800 itakuwa 720 over 3, and the cost of mathematics book will be 720 divided by 3 it will be equal to 240 shillings. It will be equal to 240 shillings. It will be equal to 240 shillings. Yes, thank you Lydia for correction. I've seen that. Thank you, asante sana. Catherine, you are most welcome. Mugole, you are most welcome. Esther. Good for correction. I saw that. I hope we are faring well. I hope tunaelewa. I hope we are understanding. There is another question here. 2013 paper 1 number 19. 2013 paper 1 number 19. 2013 paper 1 number 19. These questions are more applicational. That is why I want us to do as many as possible, so that once you start revising, you will not have a lot of work to figure it out because you have not done it. So a good question, Esther. Why am I subtracting in P and adding in M? Okay, the reason I subtracted is because if we can probably check out, hiyo ya M ilikuwa 3 negative 2, ya P ilikuwa 3 negative 2 ya kupata P multiplied by 2440 then 3560 if I'm not wrong. Nayo ya pili ya M ilikuwa I think it was negative 7 over 3, 5 over 3, 2440, 3560. So Esther, the reason I subtracted here is because tulisema tukimultiply, tukisolve hii matrix ni 3 times this, so itakuwa 3 times 2440 inafaa iwe plus negative 2 times 3560. Ndivyo tulisema plus. So ukifanya 3 times 2440 ndio tumefanya ikatupatia 3 times 2440 ndio tumefanya ikatupatia 7320, then plus negative 2 times 3560 ikatupatia minus 7120. So the reason tumesubtract ni kwa sababu plus and minus is minus. So ikakuwa 7320 minus 7120. So si kushinda nikiweka plus minus, nikasema plus and minus will become minus. But this one itakuwa negative 7 over 3 times 2440 plus 5 over 3 times 3560. So unaona hii haiko affected juu hii yote ni positive. So itakuwa negative 7 over 3 times 2440 ikakuja ikatupatia negative 17080 over 3 plus 5 over 3 times 3560 ikatupatia 17800 over 3. So you see the difference, hapa hakuna negative, na kama bado kungekuwa na negative ingekuwa plus minus iwe minus. That is the reason. I hope you've gotten it right. Well understood. Jelly Njogona understood, correct? Esther, umeelewa? Esther, have you understood? Have you seen the reason why we did that, Esther? Esther? Yes. Okay, that's good. So let's now proceed to another example. (2013) paper 1 number 19. 2013 paper 1 number 19. 2013 paper 1 number 19. 2013 paper 1 number 19. A trader bought 2 cows. A trader bought 2 cows and 9 goats. Two cows and 9 goats for a total of 98,200. Full stop. If she had bought if she had bought 3 cows and 4 goats, if she had bought 3 cows and 4 goats, she would have spent $2,200 shillings less. 2,200 shillings less. Question A. Form 2 equations representing the above information. Representing the above information. That is the question we will first start with. Let me first fuel up the pen. Haya. Njeri Njogona, nilikupatia kazi, umefanya? Right now, before I fuel up my pen, take us through the physical workouts. Breathe in. Breathe out. So Njeri Njogona just guide us on the physical workouts as we fuel back the pen. Breathe in. Out. In. Njeri Njogona, anza hapo kabla nijaze kalamu rangi. Everyone stretch your hands. Tuna stretch sisi wote mpaka mwalimu. Everyone stretch your hands before we respond to that question. Aya. Stretch. Aya. Stretch. Aya. Stretch. Aha. Kuna ingine, Njeri Njogona? Ili tuendelee. Hata mimi nimesikia mabega yamefunguka. If you like those workouts, just like or click the button hapo. Mimi nimezipenda sana. Njeri Njogona. That was good. I've loved them. The workouts are good. Haya, tuendelee. Tulisema maths is fun. Maths is fun. It's not just a matter of maths that unabonda sula. No. You need to be smiling as you are doing it. This thing is fun. So let's proceed. A trader bought 2 cows and 9 goats for a total of 98,200. A trader bought 2 cows and 9 goats for a total of 98,200. So 2 cows and 9 goats for a total of 98,200. Hiyo statement imeisha. Ya pili, if she had bought 3 cows and 4 goats, she would have spent 2,200 shillings less. She would have spent 2,200 shillings less. So what does this mean? Angetumia less na 2,200. So itakuwa 98,200 minus 2,200. 98,200 minus 2,200. Angetumia 96,000. You need to understand that language. Less. 2,200 less. So it is going to be 98,200 minus 96 minus 2,200. You remain with 96,000. I hope tumeelewa hiyo. Haya. So tushajibu hilo swali la kwanza. We are done with the first question. The second question, use matrix method to determine the cost of a cow and that of a goat. Use matrix method. Sitaandika hilo swali lote, I'll just summarize the question. Use matrix method to find C and G. Kubalini tuseme hivyo kwa sababu ya space ya ubao. Use matrix method to solve for C and G. For C and G, how many marks? 4 marks. So nataka uangalie hili la kwanza lilikuwa 2 marks, umepata. Hili la kwanza ni 4 marks, umepata 6, umepita. Kuna part ya mwisho ambayo sifanyi and sitaisukuma sahi because it's more on commercial arithmetic, discount, profit, loss, and maybe there are some of us who have not understood on commercial arithmetic. So that is why I'm leaving that part that applies the concept of commercial arithmetic, and I want us to first learn on matrices itself. After that tumefanya commercial arithmetic, wewe utamalizia hiyo part ya chini. Hiyo inakwambia ng'ombe moja ilinunuliwa hivi, bei ya ng'ombe ikaenda chini. That is commercial arithmetic. Has nothing to do with matrices. But when I teach you on commercial arithmetic, I'm going to guide you on what to do. So tukuja hapa, use matrix method to solve this. So for us to solve this using matrices, we will first write this in matrix form. So itakuwa 2 9 3 4 C G is equals to 98,200 96,000. We first write it in matrix form. we first write it in matrix form. So ili swali hatuna inverse, lazima tutafute inverse. We don't have the inverse, we have to find the inverse. So for us to find the inverse, we said we first find the determinant. We first find the determinant. Na tulisema determinant tunatafutanga aje? It is, for us to find the determinant, it is product of the leading diagonal. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 3 times 9 is 27. That is how we find the determinant. So our determinant is going to be 8 minus 27. 8 minus 27. What is 8 minus 27? I think it's negative 19. It is negative 19. So when we get our determinant as negative 19, we will now proceed to get our inverse. And our inverse will be, we take the reciprocal of the determinant, negative 1 over 19, or 1 over negative 19. It's one but the same thing. We open the bracket. We interchange the leading diagonal. 4 will be there and 2 will be there. Then we change the sign of the second diagonal. Negative 3, negative 9. And by doing so, we will get our inverse as negative 1 over 19 times 4. It will be equal to negative 4 over 19. Negative 1 over 19 times negative 9. It will be 9 over 19. Negative 1 over 19 times negative 3. It will be 3 over 19. Then negative 1 over 19 times 2 will be negative 2 over 19. So that will be our inverse. That will be our inverse. After we get that as our inverse, the next step we are going to do, we will now pre-multiply the inverse on both sides of our equation. We will pre-multiply the inverse on both sides of our equation. So once we pre-multiply the inverse, it is going to be, tutaanza na inverse, negative 4 over 19, 9 over 19, 3 over 19, 2, negative 2 over 19, we pre-multiply in a matrix, 2, 9, 3, 4 on both sides, 2, 9, 3, 4, then CG is equals to, wachani niandike hiyo ingine hapa juu bodi yetu imefika mwisho. So itakuwa equals to negative 4 over 19, 9 over 19, 3 over 19, negative 2 over 19, multiplied by 98,200 and 96,000. And 96,000. So kuna kitu moja nataka ujue. Every time you multiply an inverse of a matrix with the matrix itself, you get an identity matrix. Don't waste your time kushinanga ukimultiply hivi. Hata heri uandikie mwalimu useme the inverse of matrix A times A is equal to I. Not 1. Is equals to I. Hata yeka dota ina shida. Hiyo inamaanisha the inverse of a matrix pre-multiplied by the matrix itself, it will give you an identity matrix. And an identity matrix is equivalent to 1, 0, 0, 1. CG. Good job. Nipigieni makofi. Unaandikia mwalimu hivyo. The inverse of a matrix multiplied by the matrix will give you identity matrix. I hope we are good. Tunaelewa? Are we understanding? So hii part tumemalizana nayo, ndio hii CG is equals to it is easy to you Njerinjona. I hope kila mtu anaelewa. Is everyone understanding? Haya, tuendelee. So 1001 CG itatupatia hii ya C, si mnajua kusolve C ni hii na hii yote. So itakuwa negative 4/19, 9/19 na 98,200, 96,000. Hiyo ndio itatupea C. Nao ya G itakuwa 3/19, negative 2/19 times 98,200 and 96,000. Haya. Okay, I can see we are doing well. Tuendelee. So after doing that, so C, part C itakuwa, tulisema ni negative 4/19 times 98,200. Negative 4/19 times 98,200. So tunaweza iweka yote kwa bracket, negative 4/19 times 98,200 plus 9/19 times 96,000. Nimepata 24,800. Hiyo ndiyo cost ya ng'ombe. Cost ya mbuzi itakuwa, hebu angalia hapa ili tusipotee. Nafungua bracket, naweka 3/19. Remember a calculator, ina calculator lazima ufanye nini? Ufuate BODMAS. Naweka bracket 3/19 times 98,200, nafunga bracket. Nikifunga bracket, then nasema plus, nafungua bracket ingine, negative 2/19 times 96,000, nafunga bracket, nasema equals. Nikifanya hivyo nitapata cost ya goat ni 5,400. 5,400. So the cost of the cow is 24,800 and the cost of the goat is 5,400. The cost of the goat is 5,400. So kuna mtu ako na swali? If you have a question, ask. If you have a question, you can ask. And so, should we do another example or do we stop it there? Just tell me, do you need us to do another example? I think there is another example tunafaa tufanye. Kuna swali kama hili hapa naona na hatujapatana nalo. But nyinyi niambieni kama mnataka example ingine. Okay. So let's do another example. Esther, another example please. Agwet, Lydia. Aya, let's do another example, si ndio? We have all time. Cha tufanye example ingine. Chani nifute hapa sasa. Hii space ni kubwa sana ikipotea. Aha. Ati Kristo imani ilisha moyo. There is another example naona hapa. Hii example ni nzuri sana. It was done in the year 2007. 2007. Find the inverse of the matrix I'm giving you 2 minutes. Kila mtu afanye hiyo inverse. Ukifanya hiyo inverse na mimi nifanye, nitaandika tu jibu hapa direct. Sitashinda calculate juu najua sasa hivi tushajua kutafuta inverse. Let's just do it. Find the inverse of the matrix 9876. 9876. So tulisema tunaanza na determinant. So determinant is 6 times 9 is 54 minus 7 times 8 is 56. So our determinant is equal to 2, negative 2. Our determinant is equal to negative 2. Once we get our determinant as negative 2, the next thing we will do is to find the inverse. So for us to find the inverse, tulisema tunatake reciprocal ya hii ni negative 1 over 2. Then we interchange the leading diagonal, 6 there, 9 there. Then we change the sign of the second diagonal. And we are going to get our inverse as negative a half times 6 is negative 3. Negative a half times negative 8 is 4. Negative a half times negative 7 is 7 over 2. And negative a half times 9 is negative 9 over 2. And by doing that, we are done with the inverse and we get our 2 marks. We get our 2 marks. So mkubali nifute hapa. Inverse yetu niandike pale ili nifute ubao. Negative 3, 4, 7 over 2, negative 9 over 2. Wacha ikae hapo. Tutaitumia tu. But I hope mlikuwa mshaandika swali. Then question B, in a certain week, comma, in a certain week, a businessman bought 36 bicycles and 32 radios for a total of $227,280. In the following week, he bought 28 bicycles and 24 radios for a total of $174,960. Use matrix method to find the price of each bicycle and each radio. That he bought. For months. Alama ni 4. Andika hilo swali nilifute ili tuendelee kulijibu. Tell me when you are done writing down the question. Catherine done. Is everybody done writing the question down? Done. Okay, let's proceed. I can see that everyone is done. So that part B, the question reads, in a certain week, a businessman bought 36 bicycles and 32 radios for a total of 280. In the following week, he bought 28 bicycles and 24 radios for a total of 174,960. Use matrix method to find the price of each. So in short, we are supposed to find B and R. B and R formats. So the first question tulikuwa tumeambiwa tutafute inverse ya 9876. 9876. Na hatuwezi kuwa tumeambiwa tutafute hii inverse ikiwa ya bure. Hapana. We need to ask ourselves, can we be able to simplify this question, these equations here, zitupatie an equation in format of 9876? That is what we need to ask ourselves. So kumaanisha, for us to get 9, it means 36 was divided by 4. 36 was divided by 4. So we will divide all elements of this equation by 4. Once we do that, itakuwa 36 divided by 4, itatupatia 9b plus 32 divided by 4, it will give us 8r is equals to 227 to 80 divided by 4, itatupatia 56,820. Tena tuende ya pili. Bado 28 was divided by 4 to give us 7. So itakuwa 28 divided by 4, it will be 7b plus 24 was divided by 4 to give us 6 plus 6r is equals to then 174,960 divided by 4. Itupatia 43,740. 43,740. I hope tumeelewa hapo. Habiba Eden, ushafanya? Hiyo iko correct. Kuna mtu ashafanya hapo na ameifanya correctly, lakini wacha tu tuendelee. Iko sawa? So tuendelee. After tumepata hii sasa, I hope unaona tumesimplify juu question A tuliambiwa find the inverse of 9876. Kuliko kuanza kutafuta inverse nyingine ya 36, 32, 28, 24, tumesimplify hizo equations zikakuwa hivi. Zote tuka divide by 4 by 4 every element. So kumaanisha our equation itakuwa 9876 B R is equal to 56,820 43,740. That is what we wanted. We have as the equation of matrix, as our matrix, our equation written in matrix form. So with that, na tulishapata inverse, we now pre-multiply the inverse on both sides. Hatutashinda tukitafuta determinant na inverse, tulishatafuta. So we now pre-multiply. So itakuwa -3, 4, 7 over 2, -9 over 2, multiplied by 9876 BR is equals to -3, 4, 7 over 2, -9 over 2 times 56,820 43,740. Na tunamaliza hiyo shughuli hiyo. You multiply the inverse on both sides. Multiply the inverse on both sides. Una multiply before. So tukipata hiyo, sasa tunaweza futa hapa tumalizie. Kumbuka tulisema, remember this is what we said. When you multiply an inverse of a matrix multiplied by the matrix itself, it gives us an identity matrix. So this times this will give us 1 0 0 1 BR. Na niliwaambia kama uko na shauku na 1001, wewe tu enda umultiply utapata hiyo. Ni wangapi wamefanya test? I'm done writing. Haya. Good. So B itakutupatia -3 4 56 820 and 43 740. Hiyo itatupea B. Nayo R itakuwa 7/2 -9/2 56 820 na 43 740. So B yetu utapata nini? B yetu itakuwa into brackets -3 times 56 820 close the bracket plus open another bracket 4 times 43 740 close the bracket. So baiskeli tutapata 4500. Radio tutapata, open the bracket 7/2 times 56 820 close the bracket plus -9/2. We have opened another bracket, -9/2 times 43 740 close the bracket 2040. So the cost of one bicycle is 4500. The cost of the radio is 2040. So mwenye alikuwa amepata iko correct. Tumeelewa? Have we understood? Have we understood? Have we understood? Yes, yes, okay, good. So I'll send you an assignment to do. I'll send you an assignment to do. And you will do that work. And once you do that work, you will submit the assignment as you do. Yes, Catherine, ask a question. Acha tungoje swali. If you calculate the question without dividing it by 4, bado utapata the same answer? Yes, bado utapata the same answer. The only problem itakuwa utakuwa unafanya kazi ingine mingi sana na unaweza pitia shortcut. So what I've just done, I've just taken you through the shortcut. Lakini kama unaweza taka kufanya hilo swali lote, utatafuta tu determinant ya hiyo 36, 32, was it 28, and I don't know the other thing. Yeah, utatafuta tu nini determinant na uendelee fresh from zero na utapata bado majibu, haina shida. Yes, this was just a shortcut ya kukuonyesha. So unaona, itafuta inverse, tumekuja hapa tukiwa tumesimplify tukakuja direct, but hapo utarudia tena hiyo process na utadeal na namba kubwa sana. Yes, good question Kadri. There is no harm in doing it hivyo, but sometimes it's good always to simplify things and make work easier for us. Anyone else with a question? Anyone else with a question? Mtu yeyote mwingine aliye na swali? If the session is good, you can like the session. You can react. Haya. Kama hakuna mtu wako na swali kwa sasa, I think we are done. We have exhausted everything in matrices. We've exhausted everything in matrices. Nataka tuingie equation of lines, but before tuingie, I want to give you a short brief break. Mimi sitoki live, but nakupatia break ya right now it is 9:25. Nakupea break ya 10 minutes. I'm still in the meeting. I'll give you a break of 10 minutes. You can maybe stretch. Jeli jogona, tufanye mazoezi gani saa hii? Tufanye mazoezi gani saa hii tukiwa break? Habiba Eden, do part C of the question. Okay. Aden, what we are going to, the part, you mean the part C of this question? Hii question iko kwa ubao. You mean the part C yenye iko kwa ubao? Haina shida, wacha tulifanye. It's just that is also another separate topic on its own, but let us just do that question also. So let me write B here is 4,500 and R here is 2,040. So part C, in the third week, the price of each bicycle was reduced by 10%, while the price of each radio was raised by 10%. Full stop. The businessman bought as many bicycles and as many radios as he had bought in the first 2 weeks. Find by matrix method the total cost of the bicycles and radios that the businessman bought in the third week. Four marks. I hope you write down the question. Tufanye hili kila mtu tutaielewa tu in the process, even if it's more based on commercial arithmetic. Once you are done writing the question, tell me you are done. Are you done writing the question? If you are done writing the question, let's continue. So, this question is easy to go about it. Aya. And also, as we do this question, let's first do this question and make that announcement. The question reads, in the third week, the price of each bicycle was reduced by 10%. So the cost of one bicycle, remember, is 4,500. And this cost of one bicycle, if it reduces by 10%, it means it was initially 100%. It now goes down to 90%. So the new price of the bicycle, allow me to use this B1 here is the new price. The new price of bicycle itakuwa 90 over 100 times 4500. So utapata the new cost of bicycle ikiwa nini? What is 90% of 4500 or 0.9 times 4500? Itakuwa 4050. 4050. Then tunaambiwa, and the price of each radio was raised by 10%. Initially the radio was 2040, but now the new price of radio, it has been raised by 10%. So imetoka from 100% to 110%. So tutatafuta the new value 100 over 100% of 2040, na tutapata the new price of radio itakuwa nini? What is 110% of 2040 or 1.1 times 2040? Itakuwa 2244. That is the new price of the bicycle and the new price of the radio. The bicycle went down by 10%, the price reduced by 10%, and the price of the radio increased by 10%. So what I want you to understand is that when you are responding to these questions, you ought to always go step by step. Usisome swali lote, tunaenda step by step. Then the third question inasema, the third part of the question, the businessman bought as many bicycles and as many radios as he had bought in the first 2 weeks. So in the third week, allow me nifute hapa. In the third week, alinunua as many bicycles and as many radios kama zenye alinunua wiki za kwanza mbili. Na wiki za kwanza mbili alikuwa amenunua, in the first week alinunua how many bicycles? 36. In the second week alinunua 28 bicycles. Now in the third week amenunua toto ya first na ya second. So what is 36 plus 28? So in the third week bicycles zitakuwa 36 plus 28. As many as of first week and as many as of second week. Then radios zitakuwa, za first week zilikuwa 32 radios na za second week zimekuwa 24 radios. So in total bicycles zitakuwa ngapi? What is 36 plus 28? 36 plus 28. 8 plus 6 is 14. So it will be 64 bicycles. Radios zitakuwa ngapi? 32 plus 24, it will be 56. So in the third week, the businessman bought 64 bicycles and 56 radios. Hii imetoka wapi? Imetoka hapa. Tumeambiwa in the third week, the price of each bicycle, no, the businessman bought as many bicycles and as many radios as he had bought in the first 2 weeks. So find by matrix method the total cost of the bicycle and radios that the businessman bought in the third week using matrix method. So how many bicycles and how many radios do we have? We had 64 bicycles and we have 56 radios. So we have 64 bicycles and we have 56 radios. Haya, the price of one bicycle is 4050 and the price of one radio is 2244. We have been told to find the total cost of the items bought in the third week by the business man. So mbona tumeiarrange hivi? Juu tumeambiwa we solve using matrix. Tumeambiwa we solve it using matrix. So 64 is the number of bicycles, 56 is the number of radios. Then the cost of bicycles is 4050 and the cost of radios, one radio is 2,244. So for us to find the total number of money that was used to buy all these items, we will take the number of bicycles, 64, times the cost of one bicycle. So hivyo ndivyo tunafanyanga, the cost of one bicycle times the number of bicycles plus 56 the cost of one radio, 56 the number of radios times the cost of one radio, 2,244. And once we do that, what are we going to get? It will be 64 times 4,050, itakuwa 259,200 plus 56 times 2244, 125,664. So when we add the 2 plus 259,200, itakuwa 384,864. This is the total amount of money the businessman used to buy or purchase 64 bicycles and 56 radios. Habiba Adens, I hope I have responded to your question articulately. Most welcome. I think now you can take a break of about 10 minutes. Then we will resume with something new. So we will take a break and come back with something new. Yes, so nimewapea break ya 10 minutes. We are back. Haya, that is what we will introduce ourselves into now. Haya, let everyone be back. Let's be back. Turudi wote, sitaki kuwe na mtu nje. Aha, tuendelee. Let's continue. So I'll send you the assignment on matrices. I'll send you an assignment on matrices. Right now I want us to introduce ourselves to gradient and equation of straight lines. Gradient and equation of straight lines. And we will start with the gradient first. Gradient. We will begin first with the gradient. We will first start with the gradient. What we need to understand about gradient, it is also called a slope. 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 And when we are discussing about gradient of straight lines, what we mean is that if we have a straight line, this is our straight line here, and this line has coordinate A and coordinate B. The coordinates of A being x1, y1, and the coordinates of B being x2, y2. Coordinates. When we talk of coordinates, we mean the specific location of that point on a Cartesian plane. The specific point or the specific location of that point on a Cartesian plane. So when we have A and B, we can be able to determine the slope of this line. The slope is what we call the gradient. And for us to determine the gradient of a line is equal to change in y. By change in y, we mean y2 minus y1 over change in x, which is x2 minus x1. Change in y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, if we may have an example 1, if we may have an example if we may have an example find the gradient of line PQ given P is 1, 2 and Q is 3, 5. Find the gradient of the line PQ given that P is 1, 2 and Q is 3, 5. Remember these are straight lines, so if I may sketch, I can say that is P, which is 1, 2, and this is Q, which is 3, 5. So for us to determine the gradient, we need to understand that P, any can be x1, y1 or x2, y2. So we can say this one is x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember, coordinates are written in form of x, y. So this one is x, 1, y is 2, x2, 3, y2, 5. So for us to find the gradient of the line PQ is equal to change in y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And by doing that, we will get the gradient of PQ as y2 is 5 minus y1 is 2 over x2 is 3 minus x1 is 1. So the gradient of PQ is going to be 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So the gradient is going to be 3 over 2. The gradient will be equal to 3 over 2. So example 2, find the gradient of the line. Find the gradient of the line with coordinates -1, -3, and 4, 5, and 4, 5. Find the equation, find the gradient of the line with coordinates -1, -3, and 4, 5, and 4, 5. And 4, 5. So we will take -1, -3, and 4, 5 as our coordinates. So this one we can decide it to be 1, x1, y1, x2, y2. So for us to find the gradient of that line, it is going to be change in y, y2 minus y1 over change in x, x2 minus x1. And by doing that, we will get our gradient as y2 is 5 minus y1 is -3, so it will be 5 minus -3 over x2 is 4 minus x1 is -1, -1. So our gradient will be 5 minus -3. Minus and minus becomes plus. So 5 plus 3 is equal to 8 over 4 minus -1. Minus and minus is plus, so it will be 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. And you can leave it like that. Higher. There's something I want to emphasize on. It doesn't necessarily mean that hii ndio lazima iwe x1, y1 na iwe x2, y2. Any can do. Alternative, -1, -3, nayo hiyo ingine ni 4, 5. Tunaweza kuja hapa tuseme x2 y2 na hapa tuseme x1 y1, na bado tutapata alternative B. So gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Any can do. So hapa y2 ni nini? Ni negative 3. y1 ni 5. So itakuwa minus 3 minus 5 over, twende hiyo ingine, x2 minus 1. Then x1 minus 4. So our gradient will be equal to minus 3 minus 5 is minus 8 over minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So negative 8 divided by negative 5, we have a negative and a negative. So negative and negative cancels, and we are left with gradient as 8 over 5. Bora tu ujue kama hizi ni 2 zote ni 2 na hizi kama ni 1 zote ni 1. Usikuje useme ati x1 y2. No. It should be x2 y2, x1 y1. Nothing like x2 x1 y2. No. Ni zote kama hizi ndizo 2 ni 2, hizi zote zikiwa 1 ni 1, but any can do. Have you understood? If you have understood, then you can smile. Kama ume understand, unaweza drop hapo emoji ya kusmile, kumaanisha umeelewa. This life is not that serious. Ati unakuwa umekunja sura kila, usikunje sura, you just smile. Sawa sawa? Kwa sababu mimi nimefurahia, niju nimekufunza vizuri. Ninaweka emoji za kusmile hapo, ni kwa sababu nimefurahia na kufunza, unaelewa. So good one Esther, una smile bana, una smile. This life needs people who smile. Remember, a smile inaondoa mambo mingi sana. Mugule also tuna smile. Hiyo life tuna smile tu tukifanya maths hapa. Haina stress. So fanya hii maswali. Do these questions. Find the gradient of the following lines. Find the slope of the following. Find the slope of the following. Tafuta gradient ya hizo line mbili. Najua hakuna mtu hayuko class, kila mtu wako class, si ndio? Kila mtu wako class. Aya, send your answer on the comment section. Said your answer on the comment section, in the comment section. Where are the rest? Yes. Nangoja majibu. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Are we okay? Let's proceed. So that is how we find the gradient. That is how we find the gradient. And so today we've covered a lot. We've covered on applications and how I'm feeling now. I don't wish to proceed from there. Sitaki kupita hapo. I know I've already bombarded you with a lot of information for now. I don't know how many students will be available tomorrow, but I want to end this meeting so that we can meet tupatane kwa tent and probably elaborate more on tomorrow so that we can proceed with this topic. So far we've done statistics. We have also done matrices. We did indices and logarithm, indices to be specific. We have now started equation of lines. Those are 4 topics, and these 4 topics are commonly assessed in paper 1. Zinakujanga sana. So instead of waiting all the way to Monday, let me meet you so that you can deliberate on that. And I want us to come to the end of that. I'm going to send you some assignment on finding the gradient of straight lines, but wacha tupatane content. Have a good day. If you liked the lesson, if it was so empowering and inspiring to you, just drop a like there. Drop a like. And don't be selfish with a like. Weka like bana, weka like. Like naona ni moja tu yangu. Hakuna mtu mwingine ameweka like. Like the video. Kumaanisha imekufurahisha. You just drop the like. Si ndio? Yes. Tupatane kwa tent so that we can deliberate on that. Yes.